Yo. What's up? Welcome back. Today we're working on my terminal emulator. His name is Termie. Apparently we're like a couple weeks in now, which is a little surprising to me. I thought that we were still really fresh. But we've been working on him for a little bit now. And the state we're in, cargo run. This is like a little application that comes up. He's using eGUI to display text. And he's using nothing really under the hood to implement like the rest. So if I type like ls, we get something. If I type like git log, we get like, we have like colors, we have like bold. This like head is like slightly thicker than the rest. I think I'm actually not sure if that's still working. We should double check that. But I'm pretty sure this stuff is bold and this stuff is not actually, the branch names and stuff. We have colors. And yesterday we kind of got to the point where, if we run less, so we can like scroll up and down, which is pretty cool. Like the pager's working, clear, right? That's kind of like the state we're in. And just for some background info, the way that all of this works is, you have like your little terminal emulator over here. Boom, 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 boom. He's got like a keyboard. And this is like, we're kind of modeling this like ancient ass terminal emulator where like you have like your computer over here and you have like bash running on this guy and you have like a cable connecting these guys. And this guy's in charge of like displaying characters specifically that like bash or like whatever process you're running is like emitting for. So this guy sends like control characters over this way. Like he'll send like text, the text you see, but he also might send like, hey, move the cursor to the left by just kind of like typing in like special characters that the terminal emulator is supposed to know, like, oh, don't display that one. Like, that one doesn't mean, like, print the character 0x33. It means, like, no, go, like, move the cursor to the left. And so we've started, like, implementing parsing for some of those guys. And so where we're at today is I want to look at, like, job control. So in, like, my normal terminal emulator, if I type, like, go into Vim and I hit Ctrl-Z, I get, like, a little stopped thing. I look at, like, jobs. One stopped and I hit foreground, job comes back. And I want to know like what the hell is going on there. And as far as I understand it, that's actually not implemented by either the terminal emulator or bash. It's implemented by like the Linux kernel sitting in between. So I think the model is, I'm not 100% sure yet on this, so it'll be kind of fun to dig into this today. But I think there's like TTY drivers. TTY. When I like look at like proc self, so like this is like the stuff associated with my process on Linux, and I can look at like file descriptors. I can say like, oh, my standard input and standard output are going to like this dev PTS thing. And dev PTS is like a pseudo terminal, right? So that guy kind of like sits over here. PTY. And so what this like PTY guy is doing, he's kind of like implementing the interface, this like physical thing you used to implement, right? So you used to have like, UART, or even still today. Sometimes still I've like worked with serial consoles and they're very useful when you're like bringing up a new board and you have like a serial port on it and you have like Linux running on it. You can just like plug in the serial, got a TTY. Great, you've got a terminal. So usually you'd have like your computers talking to like this TTY driver and he sends stuff over UART and that stuff's displayed on this screen. But now we don't have like this like physical terminal anymore. We have like a window inside the computer. And so we have like a pseudo terminal, right? So if I look at my input output, they're going to like this pseudo terminal. And it seems like from what I've read, job control is actually implemented in this guy. Which is kind of like maybe a reason why this like pseudo terminal exists, right? We're like emulating the interface that we need so that we can get all of the goodies that this driver provides, I think. And so if I understand what I've read so far correctly, all that we need to do is we just need to send the Ctrl-Z to suspend the job. I think, is it in STTY? Is there like a way to see, yeah, we see like if I type in here, the interrupt command is this suspend is Ctrl-Z. And I think, let's try this. I think if I change that code, then I believe I will type a different character into the thing and a different control sequence will suspend a job. So if I say like STTY susp how do I set these? Equals, like, do I say like hat t or something? No. st2i susp hat t. Okay, so now if I say st2i a, I see suspend is Ctrl-T, and like if I type Ctrl-Z now and I go into nvim, Ctrl-Z, no. I was wrong. I was wrong. Let's try that again. Maybe we'll go into a separate terminal and we'll look at T2i. I'm in dev pts5. So if I say vim is open, I go over here and I say st2i-f dev pts5. It does still have that suspend thing set. So it's possible that like vim is doing something funny here. It would be interesting to see. Maybe we like spawn our own process and try some of these things to get a feel for it. Because maybe vim is doing something that we don't understand. So maybe we're kind of past intro point now, and we're into experimenting with job control in normal terminal. Right, let's just see what the fuck is going on. I guess there's also like a possibility that tmux is doing something silly in here. So maybe we should open up like a second terminal that doesn't have stuff between us and them. And maybe we'll go into like work and test. You know, maybe we'll make dirt test. We have a file test, arm test, make dirt test, cd test, right? And let's just try to like make a simple little Linux program that will like print signals as it receives them. I think that seems pretty reasonable. So we can do something like int main void, right? Let's make this a little bigger. And how do we do like signal handling again? Man, sig action. Examine and change a signal action. Yes. This is looking like what I want. So we can just yoink their sample code. How do I paste? No, I have no copy paste. That's super sick. Maybe in this window, work test.c. It's work test.c is where we put it? Yes. And can I paste it now? Sick. Okay. Set ts equals 4, shift width equals 4, expand tab. There we go. Okay, so he's saying, hey, if you get a SIGINT, run my thing, I think. And then probably if we just say like a loop here where we just sleep forever, while true, like sleep 1000. And then in here, we do like a printf. We say, we got this signal. I think that's fine. Wait, I don't know if we need something for sleep. Maybe unstd? Let's see. No, he seems fine. Okay. Okay. So in here, we can say, oopsies, gcc-o test.c. Sleep, they want, they want stood bool for true. And they want a semicolon, not a colon. Okay, so this and include stood bool. gcc-o test.c. Oh, stood bool.h, sorry. Not C++. And then man sleep. Where does this come from? Man 2 sleep. Man 3 sleep? unstd, yep. Include unstd. Okay. So now if I hit Ctrl-C, I thought that was supposed to print something. But it's not. So, why not? Take appropriate action. So maybe this man page was missing something. Man sig action. What is he trying to do? Sig action function allows the calling process to examine and or specify the action to be associated with a specific signal. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay. Printf need backslash n the buffering. God damn it. You're always on my ass telling me how to fix my problems. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Good guy. Good eye, good eye, good eye, good eye. Okay. So now I think that we want to do something like... okay. Yeah, so now we can run this program, right? Well, first we could say... I can't quit it. We can look at STTY, or maybe we want TTY, which we're on dev PTS7. So if I run this thing and I type Ctrl-C, I get signal 2. But I think... Can we change that? So we say STTY-F dev PTS5. See everything, and enter is Ctrl-C. So if we say, can you set enter to like control, you know, like I or something? If I type Ctrl-C here now, it's not really changing anything. So that's kind of surprising to me. I would have thought that this would change something. So maybe we look at like the Linux code that's like related to this, because maybe we're missing something. So I was looking a little bit before the stream, and I think I found some useful documentation here. One is that there's this like thing called like the TTY line discipline. So I think if I understand correctly, there is like between here and here, actually, there's like another thing. So you kind of like move this guy over, and in here, there's like line discipline. And this guy's like supposed to be like responsible for handling like input in some way, I think. The way I got here was I was like in the Linux kernel and I just looked for like sig tstop, because I've read that like that's the signal that is sent when we when you send Ctrl-Z. And I found like the only place that is really used in like the entire kernel is in this like ntty file. It's like, well, what the fuck is this? And I too don't like my terminals being undisciplined. Yeah, you gotta discipline them. And let's see. So that ntty, I came to this. Where did I come to? I was like, I think I looked for ntty in the entire kernel. So if I just grep for ntty.c, we get like a little driver. And so he says, hey, I'm the default line discipline. And then you're like, what the fuck is a TTY line discipline? And then you get to, I think, did I not see? I could have sworn that I saw a document. Oh, here, TTY ldisk. So this is like, what the fuck is a line discipline? This is like the kernel docs for it. And he's like, what is this? So this processes all incoming and outgoing characters to and from a TTY device. And so I don't really fully understand what it is. Sixpack.c, lol, is that a real code in the kernel? Well, now I want to see it. What the fuck is sixpack.c? 6p. Ooh. I've seen this set of characters before. I don't remember why. What the fuck is this? Can we look at sixpack.c? Is there like documentation in like the kernel driver? Network driver for AX25. I guess it's real code in the kernel because somebody made a real device with that name, which is kind of funny. We're getting distracted though. We're getting distracted. So we come to like line discipline. This is not very like clear what the fuck this thing is. It's just like it sits between where I don't fully understand. So I was like Googling a little bit. And this guy has this document from the TTY Demystified. You know, he kind of has this like little diagram that kind of lines it all up. So terminal emulator talks to the line discipline, talks to the TTY driver, and the TTY driver talks to processes. Okay, cool. So we can kind of like say, okay, so this line driver is like supposed to be in there. And we can say, well, what the fuck is he supposed to do? So when I say enter, it basically fixes up stuff like missing character turns. So I think that's part of it, but it seems like, as far as I can tell, like he's also the one responsible for sending signals, I think. Okay, so I find like, okay, here's like sig int here. So he's saying like, I receive characters. Where the fuck is this like received characters from? It comes from like ntty receive buff standard, which comes from like receive buff, which is like, where the fuck is this used? This is in like receive buff common, which is receive buff and receive buff 2, which are like functions that are like part of the driver, right? So someone like takes this like TTY ops structure, and when like the driver is loaded, they have this like Linux has this like underscore init macro that basically says like it like injects the pointer to this function in this like special spot in the linker so that it knows that like when this is called, it like calls this init function by jumping to that function pointer, something like that. Or like I think it depends, like this macro maybe changes if you're in like module, like external module or baked into the kernel. I can't really remember, but it's like this like flag that says basically like run this fucking function as soon as like this code is available to you. And so he says, hey, I'm gonna like register these operations with like the ldisk section. And then so somebody will like use these operations and they'll call receive buff. We'll get into this code. So what I want to know is, I thought that by calling stty and changing the interrupt character, I thought that this code would change. So he's saying, hey, if the character is the interrupt character, and we can like look at what the fuck that thing is. So define intercar. So he basically just says, hey, I'm going to look at the character that is associated with this v-inter in term-ios, which another thing we have to look up. If you look at v-inter in here, let's see. So term-ios is like this like interface between like something like a way to interface with POSIX terminals, I think. So it's not like Linux specific, general terminal interface that is provided to control asynchronous communication ports. And they say in here, hey, there's this like CCC thing, special characters, and you should be able to say, hey, I want to change what the interrupt character is. Oh, but only recognize when isig is set. Okay, that's a clue. So in this driver where they say, hey, if the TTY has isig, which we can look up as well, define isig. Wait, was it L isig? Define L isig. As he says L flag, isig, and L flag must be defined here. So he says, hey, if term-ios says to interpret signals this way, then check if the character is set. Okay, so maybe we don't have isig set. So maybe we can go back in here and we can look at stty-f dev pts7. And we could turn on isig. Now if I type Ctrl-C, still nothing. Okay. Can we say -a? So he, somewhere, we can look for isig. So he says isig is set. Oh, but his interrupt is Ctrl-C. Did I set the wrong terminal? So I want to set the interrupt to like Control-I. Control-C, still. Control-I, no. So like what the, oh, PTS5. I did 5 again. I want 7. Am I high? There we go. Okay, so now Control-C prints Control-C, but Control-I sends signal too. Okay, so we're on the right track. So this terminal driver code, he's looking up some attributes about the pseudo terminal or terminal. We can define these codes, and then he's intercepting them and like propagating those on to children. So probably if we were to quit this and attach this to some more things. So first of all, I'm just gonna ignore error handling for now because I'm fucking lazy. But we could do, you know, we could look for sig t stop, and we could look for sig quit. We could probably like do the same thing for all of these guys. So if we compile and run, so we can look at this guy again, and we can say, hey, your suspend character is Control-Z. Can I change that? So right now I type Control-Z, I get signal 20. But if I then say, hey, can you change your suspend sequence like hat T? If I type Control-Z now, I don't get the signal, but if I type Control-T, I do. Sweet. Okay, and we see the same thing for Control-Quit. I can change the quit signal to like Control Y. And now this doesn't issue the signal, but this does. So it looks like that's lining up. That's lining up with what we see here. I think we get it. So I think all that means is that to implement this in our terminal emulator, I think all we have to do is send the control codes. I think. And I think that everything else just comes for free, which is kind of fucking weird, but kind of nice. And then I was trying to look up, like, well, how the fuck do you send control codes? And I came across terminals are weird, and Google sent me here, and he said, to send a control character to the application running a terminal, this modifies the sent character by clearing its 7th and 6th bits. So this page pointed me to a nice little man page here, man ASCII, and this is kind of nice here. So one, it tells me what characters are associated with these guys and their numbers, right? So if I were to send like Ctrl-C, I should send the number 3. But and if I want to send, backspace, I should send Ctrl-H. But there's also like this kind of like fancy little table down here where this guy is saying like this is like the first nibble and this is like the second nibble down here. And so like if I were to send like hex 41, that would give me capital A. And if I were to send hex 61, that gives me lowercase a. And so something you can kind of like observe here is that the lowercase and uppercase letters all have the same row in this table, i.e. the same lower nibble. And so when they say, hey, you clear bits 7 and 8, that's actually kind of saying like you change all of like these guys back down to these, I think. So if I send, the character code, if I try to send Control A, that should take 41 down to 21, I think. I think that's what, or 41 down, no, sorry, down to 0, 1, sorry. Because if I go Python, I don't have it installed, fuck. One sec. Feel like an idiot for looking up ASCII table on Google Images every time. Yeah, I found this out like today. And I'm like, holy shit, I could have been doing this the whole time. But if I go into Python and I say like, they say they clear bits 6 and 7. So if I look at, 6 and 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe we look at the low nibbles and how do I say this? What was I trying to... How did I get here before? Oh, right. It was... I was looking at format as Boolean number 4. How do you do this in Python? This dot format 4. So the 4 is like this bit and like 6 or 6 is these. Yeah. That's right. So if I look at man ASCII again, clearing the 6th and 7th bit will result in a 6 going to 0, right? Because these are bits 6 and 7 on the top nibble, right? If I have like 0, 6, 0, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, maybe it's 5th and 6th bit. Let's see. They say clear 6th. They send a control, blah, 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 by clearing the 7th and 6th bits, index starting index 1. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a 6 will go to 0. And a 4 will also go to 0. So if we look at these like leading bytes, we see like 4 goes to 0, 6 goes to 0, and anything in between. So 6 and 7 will also... Basically, like you strip out the leading characters of these guys. And they turn into like their escape codes. Which is pretty sick. Pretty sick. So I think we're in a good spot there. And all we have to do is go into our program, wherever he is. Let's just try to clean up a little bit. And if we just go into like our GUI code, which is like where we handle input and output, somewhere in here, we're already sending text to the terminal right here. Write input to terminal. And we look for text. And probably, is my LSP running? Yes. So I think all we need to do is we just need to, when we get text, maybe check for control keys. Well, let's see what like input events look like. eGUI docs.rs. So he has input input state, and we are going through events. Okay, and they have key, press, release, modifiers. Here we go. So maybe we want to see. Well, first, I guess we should find out. I don't think that if we hit control and type text, I don't think we get text out, which probably means we're looking for key presses, which we have. And so we can look for like a key, like any key would be nice. Do they have ways to convert these keys into characters? So if I look for, yeah, they do. They have a name here. So we can look for keys in the range of A to Z, maybe, and check if control was pressed and those keys. And if it was, then we can send the control code, I guess. It depends on if this like text string, I think, well, we can run this now, and we can see what happens. If I press Ctrl-C, I think nothing happens, which is an indication that this isn't happening. Because if I say, hey, could you print text when I get it? Like here, I'll just say, hey, print line, text. And then this guy needs to go away for a second. We're not there yet. Oops, and he has to return the text. Of course. Of course. So here, if I just type like normal letters in there, we get that printed out. But if I hit like Control-C, Control-D, Control anything, nothing's printed. So probably we need to like look for key presses. So can I just say, hey, I have a key, and can then I just print line key name, and that will give me some more clues. So I think in this case, it's like a lower level binding. And if I hit Control-C now, I am getting C's. I'm getting the letters that I pressed. Okay. So now I can say, I only want this on key down. And I only want it if control is true. So modifiers. And here, I just care about control true. And anything else I don't give a fuck about. Okay. And here I need to import modifiers probably. All right. So now I should only get this print if the control key is pressed. Probably. I think. We'll find out. So here I'm typing, nothing, but now I'm putting control and I'm typing and stuff's happening. Okay. Okay, so that's looking like correct. And then let's see if there's like any better ways to get like, I want like the character code out of this thing. So can I look at input? What was this thing called again? We have key, event key. So we can look at the event. We get an event, we have a key. And like, does this guy have like 2 ASCII symbol or name? Human readable English name. Blech. It does kind of seem... It does seem like risky to try to call name and assume that that's going to be a character. What is like... Do I have attributes on this key thing? I have order. Okay. So I can say if we are greater than or equal to A and less than or equal to Z for now. So I can say like if key is greater than or equal to key A, and key is less than or equal to key Z. I guess we've dereferenced here so that the thing works. Okay, and now we can take the name of the key, and we can assume now that the name is going to be a sane single character thing. So we can say like assert that the name len is equal to 1, right? We want to assume that it's a single character. And then we want to clear bits 6 and 7. So we want to take the first character, I guess. And can we, so this should be a character, I think. Let name car is a car equals this. Is that right? Stir cannot be indexed by integer. Really? So I have to do like this. Expect here. Name first character should always be valid. I guess this is stupid. We don't have to work with it as a string. We can work with it as like a vector of bytes. So I think we can say name as bytes. Yes, 0. Here we go. Let name character is equal to this. Nice. And then we can do that bit masking that they said. So we say name character is and 0b, what is it? 0 0 1 1 1 1 1 1. Clearing the top 2 bits to get out the bottom bits. Yeah, that seems right. And so now we just have to return this thing as a string. So let control code is equal to this, and then we say control code to string. No, we just want to cast this back. So we want to kind of say like, can you do like control code as like a slice of U8? Is that like something that's like allowed? Non-primitive cast. Can I like use, I guess we can do this though. Control code as U8. And then we can return that? What is this like thing doing? He's trying to get the text out as bytes. So that should be sane. So I can do this. And I have to put a B here. Oh, they're expecting the text to be a string. So I have to convert this into a string. Which means what? I have to do like this. And then say like, oops, stir from UTF-8 like this. And then unwrap so that he parses correctly. But then the thing is like dropped. So this whole thing is kind of expecting that we will get back a reference to something that's owned externally. But now we are like creating something within this guy, and that doesn't work anymore. Which I think can just be solved by using like a copy on write string. I think it's like this. That says like, hey, if you need to like own the data, you can, but otherwise I don't give a fuck. So you can like use stood. Where does copy on write come from? It's in the standard library somewhere. In the standard borrow. Okay. And then we can just say into like this. And like this. All of these guys we just type into everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. And now we just say toString here. There we go. There we go. So now this cow comes from stood barn. It's actually not that borrow. You could like maybe like accent your way from borrow into barn. It seems like stood barn cow. You could almost get there. Okay. So now, if I understand everything correctly, we should say print line, control code, and maybe we print it as binary. Control code, or maybe hex. Hex seems reasonable. So I think it's like this. Okay. And now when I run this, if I start saying, hey, I'd like to write Ctrl-C, please, nothing's happening. Oh, some things are. Oh, okay. I think it's everything but Ctrl-C was working, because Ctrl-C is probably interpreted as a paste. Yeah, okay, so that's working. So if I say, like, Control-H... Oh, sick! We finally have backspacing. We got it for free. Hell yeah! I guess it should check. So if I say, like, LSL and then backspace the L and hit enter... Oh my god, that's gonna save me so much pain. Oh, that's so sick. Okay, so Control-C doesn't work because eGUI's swallowing that. I wonder if we can tell eGUI not to swallow that. Can we look at, like, context, copy text, copy, key copy? Like, can I ask for the control? Let's see, there's gotta be, like, input state, input mute, which has, like, an input state, and can we ask for, like, modifiers, keys down, events? Oh, maybe we want raw input so that we don't have to worry about eGUI swallowing stuff. Because this guy also has an events thing. So is it possible that, like, raw input events just won't give us text and copy and shit? Let's try that. Input raw events. And they're all the same events. But I bet you, he just won't interpret this as, like, text anymore. Let's see. Oh, no, he is. And if I Control-C, it's still not going through. So, like, what the fuck? How is, like, raw input events any more useful? Can I, like, prevent eGUI Control-C? Well, we could maybe look at the eGUI source, I guess. We could look at his source and see how that comes about. So we can look for key copy. No, event copy. So he pushes events if he gets a... Oh, this is in web. That's not useful to me. So this is event copy on keyboard input. So he says if it is cut command, else if it's copy command, else if it's paste command, we do these things. Otherwise, we translate the key code. Wait, doesn't he do it both times? There's no early return here, right? So he says if pressed, we do these things. Otherwise, not otherwise, we just also do this. So should I not be getting Control-C's here? eGUI input events push. Unless there's, like, some sort of, like, short circuit. Oh, if translate virtual key code, which should be fine. Okay, so how does is copy command work? If modifiers command and key code, or we're on Windows as Control insert. I see. Yeah, so I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be happening, unless this is, like, a different version of eGUI. Possible. What version are we using? What version are we using? Where... I can look at cargo toml, and we can say that we're using eframe 0250, and we can go back over here and get pull and maybe try to get checkout VO250. Get tags. How do I get tag? I need to pull. I have O250. Oh, it's not V. Get checkout O250. And can we go back to is copy command? Ah! Ha ha ha! Okay, so on whatever version, so on O250, these have early returns, but on whatever we were just looking at, it doesn't. So we can maybe check, they're on O261, so we can look at get checkout O261, oops, O261, get fetch all, like hello? How does that not exist? eGUI GitHub. Master, tags. It exists. I think I have to do some special command to pull tags, actually. Get pull all tags. I feel like this doesn't come for free. Get fetch tags. There we go. There we go. And we can double check that on O261, it does not eat the keys, and then we can just upgrade. And hopefully nothing else will break. And so we can then go back and say, oh, he does still have it. So I wonder if this was actually maybe added later. Go back to get checkout O250. And we can go back to, fuck, I lost, it was, fuck, where were we? We were in, is copy command. And we can look at the blame here. And this is added in this commit. And it sucks that this, update to winit 029. So before, oh, we just have to go back. How do you, I can't remember how to go back in this like blame view. Question mark? How do I, minus? Plus. There's like some key binding I can press in this. Help fugitive. Help. Help. Fugitive? How do I, oh god, help tags all? To build up help tags, when I say help, maybe it's Vim fugitive? Help fugitive, here we go. Yeah. And we can like parent. Open the current file in the nth parent. Maybe it's P. Maybe it's P. P? Yeah. Wait. No, maybe not. Git blame. So can I say is copy command? Aha. So on version this, that was not there. The return wasn't. So can I say like git log and search for this commit? Oh, fuck. I don't have all history, but that's okay. And then we can say git blame. Oh, oops. I want it to be on winit lib rs git blame. Here we go. So supposedly this return true was implement added here. Which I didn't feel like was true. Return this is in is copy command. I feel like it's just hard to read this diff. Git show the parent of this eGUI creates eGUI winit source lib rs. we can look for is copy command. Oh yeah, it was introduced there. Okay. Which this commit doesn't seem like it's anything. It doesn't like closes these guys. It must have been intentional, but it just doesn't seem like they're saying why. I just want to know if I can like. I just want to know why, you know? Update to win it, win it. Okay, that's... It seems like that's not related, right? Like, forward scan codes, okay. Add non-portable keys. So none of these... Maybe it's because of the scan codes, he said? It also removes a comment saying that when it wasn't sending scan codes. So maybe I'm not supposed to use the events, but maybe I'm supposed to look for scan codes? No. Let's read the issue a little more carefully. Problem here is inputs are passed as text instead of the raw scan code. Furthermore, consume shortcut doesn't work for shortcuts like this. Ooh, consume shortcut. That sounds useful. Check if a given shortcut has been pressed. If so, true is returned and the key press has been consumed. Was the given key pressed this frame? Key down. Yeah, so maybe I just can't look at events? Because it does seem like the way that this event stuff is handled, there's no way to like dodge this early return. Okay. Oh, on some platforms we get here when the user presses Command-C, Control-W, we need to ignore these characters as side effects of commands. Okay. That kind of sucks too, because you can't like assume then, like, technically I shouldn't assume that copy is Control-C. Modifiers, command, and key code is this. Key code equals copy. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. That sucks. Okay, but maybe there's like another way for me to get input that is like lower level. Maybe. Input. Raw input, we got this frame for the back end. But like if I get like 2 characters pressed in a frame, I guess you can't really, you need to know like the order. Does he know the order? He says on keyboard input, I get an event. Who calls on keyboard input? From keyboard notes. Okay, that makes sense. And let physical key, logical key. Yeah, I don't know. It does seem like hard to dodge. Because he doesn't like push, he doesn't even like set state here. Am I crazy? Self. He only pushes events. So the only other way that I can do this is I can look at what keys are pressed right now. But that's not really what I want. All right. Looks like this gap has an open feature tracking bug. Lots of keys missing from EQ key. We don't see. Yeah, okay. Okay. So how do I want to, like, there's something I can do to work around this, for sure. It's just, what do I want to do? I guess for now. Fuck it. For now, we will use event copy. And we will special handle this. unfortunately are using Winit. You could take events from there. I don't really want to go all the way down that rabbit hole. That shit's such a pain in the ass. So I'm just letting like eGUI do it all for me. And so that's probably, it's on me for doing that. And I'll just link this bug. And I guess, if we were good citizens of the world, we could fix this to some extent, but we don't really know. We don't really know what he wants, so it's all right. It's fine. We'll just do this for now. And we'll just kind of put a note here. Technically not correct if we were on a Mac, but also we are using Linux syscalls, so we'd have to solve that first. Okay. And I guess here we will just send our special control code. So let control code is equal to the letter C, but masked with this. And maybe we should take that mask and we should put it in a function. So we can say character to control code, and we can say here is the character, and we return a new character, and we execute this. Womp. And we should even maybe put a reference. Put a reference to where we read this from so we don't lose it. And man ASCII as well. Okay. Cool. So now we can say the control code is car to control code of C. And then we can do this again. And here we should use the same function. Car to control code name C. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. Okay. Fuck. That's not Ctrl-C. What the fuck? We can... Where was our test executable? It was in, test. Yes, that's not sending Ctrl-Z. But Ctrl-Z is sending signal 20. Control... we're not sending control backslash, so we need to fix that as well. And there's no way to get out of this. So... What the fuck? Why is this not working? So if I type Control-C, I'm getting control code 23, which is wrong. It should be control code 3. Did I get this wrong? Is it supposed to be another 0 here? Could be. Yeah, that's working now. So, did I just count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's because it's 7-bit ASCII, not 8-bit. So I was counting from the end, but like not the right amount of characters. Yeah, okay. Okay. So that's fixed. Control-C is working. I think, right? So if we cargo run, we go back into our test application. And we get Control-C, we get signal 2, Control-Z, signal 20, and now we just need to make sure that we're handling like backslash and stuff as well. So these guys, I guess, we also need to check on. Let's look at man ASCII again and kind of see. So they got at ABCDFGHIK blah 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 blah, open brace, backslash, close brace. Oh, hold on. Maybe this was right. Oh, no, that wasn't. Never mind. We're good. We're good. So I guess it's just anything in here that we should support. at, and then these guys here. And these are not sorted that way. No, they're not. So we can then just or key. I guess we want to match key now because this is getting a little more complex. We do the else case in this. And can we do ranges in a match statement? Maybe not. Rust range match statement. Oh, I can. I wonder if you can do that with like key A, key Z. Is this allowed? If so, that's fucking sick. If so, that's very sick. Let's see. This is of type E-frame GUI key, but it should be car or numeric. Damn. Damn. Okay, if statement it is. And we just have to say, or key is key at. What is, how do I look for the, oh, I guess at would be like shift and 2 or something. So we'll just ignore that one. And we'll just do open bracket, close bracket, and backslash. Open bracket. Oh, but open bracket to name, is he going to be reasonable? Yeah, he is. Open bracket is sane. No, wait. He goes to open bracket. Fuck. God damn it. God damn it. So we need to, if we need to handle open bracket, close bracket, backslash specially anyways. Okay. So we can then say, what? We have else if key is equal to key open bracket. We have to do essentially this. But with an open bracket. And then close bracket. And then backslash. Gross. Oh, I need to, right. Right. Okay, so hopefully that means that we should be able to do sig quit and stuff now as well. Fuck. Dot slash test. No, dot slash. Where am I? ls. Yeah, it was dot slash test, right? Yeah, here we go. And then I hit backslash. Yeah, control quit. Perfect. Control-C. Control-Z. I think we're chilling. That seems pretty good. How do I get out of this application now that it's handling all the signals I would ever want? I just need to kill it manually. I'll just Alt F4. All right. So I think that is done. I don't remember when we started on that. And I think we've also checked that job control works. I think we have pretty good indication that that's working. We can say like while true echo, or maybe we do yes. Oh, fuck. We can't do yes. That's going to break everything. Fuck. Bad example. While true, sleep 5, done. Oopsies. While true, do, fuck. Oh, I can backspace now, but I can't here. While true, do, sleep 5, done. Okay, so I can Control-C that. Exits. Perfect. I think we have good indication that that's working. We've already looked at the Linux source code. We kind of did that up here somewhere. And our experimentation, I think, is pretty good. Okay. Sick. I guess now, while we're here, since we're kind of in the area, it makes sense to actually implement backspace. We can do some like quality of life stuff. So we can look at backspace. And I want to look at like arrow keys as well while we're in the area. Because those are fucking annoying. So apparently, I saw in that one of those many posts, if I type cat-v, I can see like what characters I type. So I can see like if I type this, I get this. If I type this, I get this. If I type the arrows, I get this. But what is interesting here is when I type backspace, it's handled differently. Cat.-v is printing it different than Ctrl-H, which kind of like doesn't line up with what I saw here, where I thought that backspace is the Ctrl-H. So I'd kind of like to see what the fuck is going on there. I want to know if like maybe the Linux kernel code is handling backspace specially, or maybe we look at we should look at stty everything. And does he have the like hat H in here? He does not, which is maybe a good sign. Maybe it's the erase. Maybe it's control question mark. So if I go back into cat-v and type control question mark, can I not type control question mark? Control, this is going to control underscore. Okay, let's look. Man ASCII question mark is I don't see him in here. Where the fuck is question mark? He's not in this table at all. Maybe he's in this one up here. Oh, I just couldn't find him. 3F. Okay. So, is this something like I'm supposed to clear the top two characters on question mark and send that? Can we try that? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. So if we were to go into Python and we were to say, hey, I want question mark. First of all, can I do that? Can I get a question mark as a byte here? Can I do like question mark as int? Or int int question mark? I think this tries to parse it. Yeah, it does. Python ASCII code. Ord. So I say this, and I want to format that as hex, so format, I say, I want hex. Format ord question mark, great. 3F, and then we do the same thing where we bit mask off 0011 1111. That is just a question mark. So how the fuck is control question mark sent? That doesn't match up with anything that we've seen so far. Control, or can we look up like caret question mark? TTY? Like what the fuck is that thing? Control question mark. Terminal. Like, I feel like I'm missing something. This should get you what you want. When you send control commands, so like this, but where do I understand what the fuck that is? Like, am I high? Man, term iOS. Erase. Erase character. This erases the previous not yet erased character, but does not erase past EF or beginning of line. Recognize when icon is set and then not pass as input. So how come I'm getting Control-H pressed? Oh, because it's not the erase character. You did 6 ones again? Fuck, did I? That would also help. So it was like this. 1F. 1F. Does that line up with anything in here? It's up here. We should see 1F unit separator. This. Which is what we were seeing when we pressed the button manually. We were seeing underscore. Which is, again, not it. Okay, what was I doing here? I was looking for, right. The fact that, Ctrl-H isn't set here is kind of interesting. Can we look at console? Can I get out of this? Fuck. Close window. Console. STTY. Erase also here is this. So there's no Ctrl-H. Even though when I say man term iOS, I see V erase Ctrl-H. So maybe what 0177. So the fact that it's not Ctrl-H or 010 del. Can we look at the term iOS structure and kind of try to see what we see in here? That would be kind of interesting. So how the fuck do we do anything related to term iOS? So we have these like CC thing. Where does that come from? From the term iOS pointer. So can I, maybe I get attr? That seems right. So tc get attr will fill in the pointer to term iOS associated with FD. So if I write like, if I edit this test file and we instead work with term iOS, we're done with, well, we'll say test term iOS C. And man term iOS, so this comes from term iOS and unit std. Include term iOS and include unit std. We should be able to say tc get man term, sorry for that, tc get attr for the file descriptor and the pointer. Okay. So struct man term info says there's some special case for thing is interpreted as del 127. Oh, okay. That's useful info for sure. I'll take a look at that in a second. I want to finish this first though. So it's, fuck, I already forgot. Man term iOS. So this is tc get attr uses struct term iOS. Okay. Struct term iOS. Term iOS, and we say tc get attr for file descriptor 0, and we look at term iOS. And then we just say, I want to look at term iOS dot. I should have two windows. It's c underscore cc, and we had, what is it? V erase is what we're looking at. We can just like print f as hex this thing. So we can say gcc-o test term iOS dot test term iOS dot c. We're missing stu.io. Test term iOS, and he says it's 7F. And like, what about v enter for like the what should be Ctrl-C? That's 3. Okay, so 7F. So this is not like control master or anything. This is just like the number, right? Because when we say sig int, we get the character code 3, which is what we expect. And here we get 7F, which I thought is the ASCII code for a question mark. 7F. Oh, it's del. Ah, okay. So, is this like some stupid shit where it's actually an XOR and not a bit mask? So we like flip something. Oh, okay, we'll look at what it says in man term info. He's saying, Japfo says that there's special case for a question mark. So can I just like look for a question mark? Dell. I don't see this in man term info. Was it in man term iOS? You have to escape both this and that when searching. So I can no man term info, escape this and escape that. That's weird. I don't see it at all. Term info on online man pages. Maybe yours looks different than mine. Question mark. Dell. Maybe it's in here. There are two kinds of basic intelligent terminals, insert delete character, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. But I guess maybe man st2i erase. Can we look for like question mark in here? Yeah, okay. It's okay. I guess we have good indication that the hat question mark that's being shown there is getting passed in as 0x7f. We know that's true because we can see that we like checked the term info structure directly. And so now we know that the backspace key should be sending 0x7f, the del code. So this is just 0x7f. And we can put a comment here. Hard to tie back, but check v erase in term info definition. And I wonder if there's a case here that like should the I don't know if backspace should always send that specific code or if it should send what it sees in v erase. I wonder if there's a way to check that. We could just say check default v erase in term info definition. So now I think that I should be able to use backspace. No. Why the fuck not? Fuck! Print line. Said found backspace. Why the fuck not? Oh, he's just not getting that code. Oh, because I'm only doing this if control is pressed. Derp derp. Derp derp. So this has to go in some other block. It says I got key backspace. Yes, and I don't care if control is pressed anymore. So I just put some dots here, and then we run this code. Okay. Found backspace. Nice. Chillin'. Wonderful. Alright. So that's backspace done. And then I wanted to get like cursor controls as well. So if I type cat-v, I get these like escape sequences with A, B, C, and D, which line up with these like ANSI escape codes, if on Wikipedia. They say here A, B, C, and D are cursor up, down, forward, and back. By default by 1. So we need to probably... I bet what's going to happen is if we get an arrow key, we send this code, and then it will probably print the code back to move the cursor on our screen, and we probably have to like support these codes, probably. But we can find out. So first, we can just say if the key was, do we have like up arrow in here anywhere? Arrow down, yeah. Arrow up. So if we press up arrow, we now send this like fucked sequence, which is the escape code 1B, 0x1B, open brace, A. Okay. And we don't need to two-string this. This can be hard-coded. And I guess this also can be hard-coded, actually. Cargo run. And so now when I press up arrow, something will happen, I think. Oh, sick. I don't actually have to handle anything special for up arrow. Sick. That's just working. Down arrow. Arrow down is the same thing, but with B. And then left and right are going to be C and D, I guess. Left, right. And left is D, and right is C. So this is D and C. So now if I run, I have probably up working, down working, and left. Oh, left and right already work. Are these implemented already? What the fuck is going on? I'm pretty sure I don't have those implemented. So I wonder if Bash might know. Okay, yay. So if I type like info comp, in here I don't claim to have cursor forward and backward controls supported. So I bet you Bash is rewriting the whole fucking line when I type left and right. I bet you, no, but then how is the cursor moving? I want to look at what's happening here because that does not line up with what I expect to happen. Unless I just forgot about implementing support for those codes. But I support H, G, J. Yeah, I don't support A, B, C, or D. So like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on? What the fuck? So let's just go and wherever we read data from the terminal emulator, let's just print what we get. Stir from UTF-8, incoming, unwrap. Like, what the fuck is happening? So I put like ASDF, we get ASDF, and I actually back. Oh, because the backspace, he's sending backspaces, but the backspaces don't delete anything. Okay, and then if I say like ASDF and I go back. Okay, so when I'm pressing right, he's sending carriage returns and replacing the whole fucking line. Because he doesn't think that my terminal emulator supports the movements to go left and right, and that's true, it doesn't. That's so funny. So I bet you if I say like info comp x term 256 color or something, or maybe info comp x term, we don't have to get crazy here. He probably has the escape code for like, we can probably look for like open brace D or something. Do I have to escape something? Do that open brace D? Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, here. Forward 1. Oh, right, because backwards is just the delete character. Sure. But if he wants to move the cursor forward by 1, he issues this command. So I bet. Let's say that I claim I support this in my terminal's capabilities. Just for shits and gigs. Just for shits and gigs. So I can go into my termie terminal info, and I can say, I support moving forward by 1 character with this sequence. I bet you now I'm going to type something, go left, then right. Left works. Right is going to try to execute that code. That's so funny. So that's kind of interesting. So I can support sending the code but not receiving it. And everything kind of just works in that case. Because Bash will just go like, well, he doesn't support it, so I'll just like rewrite the whole line. Fuck it, blaze it, I don't care. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Pretty sick. All right. So I think that's arrow keystone as well. That's pretty sick. So I can say like less, or I can say get log, and I can use my. Oh, that's interesting. Arrow keys are not working in less. That is unexpected to me. Interesting. I wonder why. Because maybe it's different if I'm in raw mode. Okay, so I can say like cat-v. These are the characters I get. But what if then I say, well, first, let's look at the TTY I'm in. I don't think less easy reload. Yeah, that makes sense. But then, like, how am I supposed to send the code to less? We can look at cat-v, and then we can say, can we like turn off? How do you set it to raw mode? You set off like iCannon and raw mode STTY. Raw minus echo. So STTY-F dev PTS2 raw minus echo. So this is still getting those character codes for sure. You might want to get into script 1 for debugging. Yeah, man. 1 script. Make TypeScript of terminal session. Terminal data are stored in raw form to the log file, and script replay can replay them. I'm assuming TypeScript doesn't actually mean the TypeScript that I'm thinking of when I first read that. So you're saying that I can do something like, how do I get out of this shit? Hello? Fuck. Oh, probably because I'm in raw mode now. God damn it. I guess we'll just kill this shell. We'll just, bye-bye. I don't want you anymore. Okay, so this is like script. And I guess I have to like record in some way. Append the output file. Okay, so how do we use this? Script makes TypeScript everything. Blah, blah, blah. I can append. I can run the command. I can run echo. Return. Oh, wait, I see. So if I type script, exit. Script done. Ah, I see. Okay, so I say like script less or get log. Then I press up, down, 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 up, 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 up. And then exit. Then the script is done. I look at TypeScript. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Or even make hex dump TypeScript. This is a good hex dump -c, I think, to make it see something. So somewhere I should see less in here. Oh, but this is showing like, is this showing input and output? Ah, so I can log input to one file and output to another. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I want to do like script -o output log get log and then type down. Oh, wait, fuck, I want input. Fuck. I don't care about output. Script -i input.log. Right? Then I can say like get log down, 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 up, down, left, right. Just press all the buttons. Down, 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 up, up, up. Exit. Then if I look at hex dump of input log. Ah! So they are still very similar. There are those like escape codes. I'm getting like, you know, A, B, C, and D, but they're prefixed by something. They're 1B 4F 42, 1B 4F 42, 1B 4F, 1B 4F. So is 4F? I think I've seen somewhere that there are like multiple ways to get into that like CSI parser, and I wonder if that is if that's what we're seeing here. Maybe. So CSI, the escape thing written, blah, 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 followed by any number. I think I've seen that there's another way to get in. So this is 4F. I guess we could look at like the ECMA 48 spec and see if that sequence is anywhere. Because the rest of this stuff is like lining up with the CSI sequences. So we can look at like, what is it? 4F would be 04/15. No, none of that is looking like it. Can we maybe look back to the CSI codes? How do we get into control sequences? CSI is represented by 8-bit combinations escape and 5, 11, and 7-bit code, or this an 8-bit code. 01, 11, 5, 11. Yeah, okay, so I don't really see anything that's indicating what the fuck is going on there. Maybe term iOS has some sort of like character codes for arrow keys. Arrow, up, down, no. It's interesting. Missing something. Terminal, arrow, keys, raw mode. Terminal, arrow, keys, less. Ooh. These are not exactly third screen, blah, blah, blah. Escape, parentheses, or left arrow. That's not very helpful. Left arrow. But like, where is left arrow comes from? Like, what the... Ah! Escape H. Escape L. Escape B or escape W. So does that line up with what we were seeing? Oh, no, they're saying or escape. Does this mean that right arrow is escape L? So if I go in here and I start typing, I type H and L was what it said. So if I go into my terminal emulator code, maybe. Let's see it. Well, we could look at, we look at the hex dump of our script thing. And he's saying 1B 4F 43. That's 3 characters. The 3 characters can't be escape H because the escape is 1B. So I'd have to see like escape followed by immediately 1 character. What the actual fuck? 1B 4F. Is this like X4F? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I think I'm gonna take a break, do some Googling off stream because I don't think I'm missing something like really obvious, I feel like. So I'm gonna do some reading off screen and come back at this tomorrow. Or maybe not tomorrow. I think I'll probably skip tomorrow and come back on Tuesday. But I think we made a lot of progress today. We got job control working. We browsed through Linux driver code, kind of like understand the like who does what now in that sequence, right? Like TTYs are responsible for sending signal, like tracking the process groups. The like line discipline is responsible for like processing input and like converting your Ctrl-Z into like a T-stop signal that gets sent to your application. What else? Like those are like configurable, so we know that you can use like STTY to use termie to change the character codes, and then we implemented like a bunch of those control signals in our terminal emulator. So pretty happy. I think that we're getting to the point now where it's like it's almost usable, right? Like that's not right, like not bad at all. Like what else? What else do we can like backspace now. That's a huge win for us because this is a shit show before. I was just like yelling fuck and hitting enter every time I mistyped for like weeks. So pretty sick of that done. Yeah, so I think we'll call it there. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked what you saw, stream most days at around 1 or 2 o'clock Pacific time for 1 or 2 hours. We've been covering a variety of things, so we're working on the terminal emulator right now, but sometimes we're on like AI, sometimes we're on operating systems, sometimes we're on web dev, sometimes we're on 3D, right? Like just whatever the fuck I feel like doing that day is what we see. So if you want to see a variety of shit, tune back in. And there's a YouTube link in the Twitch description if you want to like go back and see what else we've worked on or catch VODs that you missed live. If you're on YouTube, there's a Twitch link in the YouTube description. You should swing by and say hi. There's a GitHub link where code will eventually go up, and a Discord link if you want to chat about shit offline. I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!